Hey everybody, I'm back. All right, we've been talking about Microsoft Word. Hopefully you watched the video about fonts. Hopefully you found it interesting. It is true. There is something about fonts that does scream professional in this way and unprofessional in this way. And sometimes students, especially when it comes to resume writing, they think, well, I've really got to be unique. I've really got to make it look dynamic. So I've got to choose this really interesting font. Probably not the right choice. There are certain ones that just seem to work better that just say professionalism, whereas others, they may work in certain contexts, but in a professional one, you probably want to avoid it. Now, resume writing, this is important. And even seemingly subtle things like font choice is important when you're writing your resume. So we have this scenario, and this is what we're going to be addressing for the week. So you are the head of a department or a team, or you're in an HR department, something like that, and you have a couple resumes that come your way, and they're formatted pretty incorrectly. So there are some issues with wacky fonts and colors, and all sorts of things that just don't seem very professional. And at the same time, the formatting doesn't look very good. So basically, the resume is just not very good. The person probably doesn't know how to use Microsoft Word very well, or doesn't know the ins and outs of proper resume writing. So what are you going to do about that? So you have maybe one or two, I think it says two different resumes that come that really are just not professional looking at all. Do these people deserve to have their resumes looked at? Do they deserve to have an interview at some point? Or do you think, you know what, the resume is that first step in the whole kind of recruitment process. If they're unable to do this professionally, then I don't think that we should bring them in for an interview or something like that. Now remember, in cases like this is the hypothetical, but these are two resumes. Chances are, for some sort of open position, you're not getting two resumes. You might be getting 200 resumes. So, with that in mind, what do you do here? You're looking at tons of other resumes. Do these people deserve another chance, another look? Or do you think, I think it's time to just kind of put this in the trash and move on to somebody who has more of a professional kind of look to their resume? It's maybe not as easy as you think, though, because you want to also consider things like what are their qualifications? Do they have good experience? And does that ultimately matter as much or even more than the look of a resume? All right. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what you all have to bring to the table. This always brings up a lot of interesting conversation, and also keep your eyes peeled for another discussion thread this week. The last week's one went really, really well, so I'm going to do it again, and we'll see where the week's topics take us. Thanks, folks.